Reversal is an exercise in delegation, in using time and people efficiently within the problem-solving process. What they have to do is work with a model, three-dimensional model. They have to collect information, bring that back, and build a two-dimensional map of the model. They have a limited number of 1-minute visits to go and look at the master model. They need to plan who's going to go, in which sequence, and use the information that comes back into the room to construct the diagram, which is on a magnetic board. As people go out, it becomes clear sometimes that they're bringing back incorrect information, they can't remember, so they very often have to replan as they go through the exercise. Key learning areas are about, can they get the balance between the planning time and allowing themselves enough time to actually go and collect information, a contingency for correcting things that might be wrong. Another learning area is around using people to the best of their ability. It's no point in sending out someone to manage a lot of information when they've already established that they can only remember small chunks. It's also about attention to detail and how they deal with error. So when someone comes back, makes a mistake, how do people respond to that, and how do they learn from those errors so that they're not repeated? The way in which the facilitator debriefs this exercise will depend on what it's being used for and what the particular learning objectives are. But those key areas would be around delegation and support. They would be about attention to detail and the management of the information. I think the learners recognise that it's very easy to blame other people when something goes wrong, and yet the errors may have been made because of a lack of clarity about the process involved. They experience real teamwork, which is not necessarily about everybody doing the same amount of work, doing the same thing. It's about using the strengths and the abilities in the team. And people will quite often tell us that the exercise was much harder than they imagined it would be, and that there is learning for them in being able to accurately assess the scale of a problem and plan accordingly.